You alright? I'm in the shed. Yeah. 23rd of April 2021. Absolutely fantastic, glorious day. A lush, sunny, hot day, dry day. Fantastic for processing your compost if you've got any. So let's talk about mine. So, as I was saying, getting this chicken coop, which I did do about 4 years ago, but getting the chickens 2 years ago, up the game when it come to like making compost. I was taking stuff from inside the chicken coop and putting on the compost heap, but then I decided within a few weeks to just start putting out here, letting it dry out, letting the chickens dig into it, you know, doing a job that I should be doing, turning things over, letting the chickens do it. And I was sieving it and using it for the plants, and it seemed to be working. So I've been leaving this out for a good year and a half. As you can see, it's quite piled up. But the main thing that I like with doing my own compost is having my own massive piles of it. So as I said last year, the main one that people do is the three-sided one, but there's three different types, I would say. There's the open air one, just a pile. You need a corner which is either in full sun or it's semi-shaded sun. You don't want it in a cold corner where it doesn't get any heat, it doesn't break down. You need that little bit of heat to help it out. And then you get the classical Dalek. A lot of this stuff in here, like that, as you can tell the difference in the colour. That's quite sandy brown, but that's the same stuff which is open there. I don't know whether it's more dried out, I don't know. It's basically old turf which had that horrible wire stuff in it that was keeping it together. So that's quite dry, so that'll be getting processed. So that'll be going through a rough sieve, and then any spoils from it will either be going onto this pile or that pile. So I've got a lot of sieve. And then you get the normal compost container, the three-sided pallet one. This is the first one that I built. Someone had left loads of tape, so I put it in here. So this has just been an ongoing thing. As you can see, it's splitting at the sides there, but it's because it's absolutely chocker full. And as you can see, the soil is absolutely dried out over these last couple of weeks, and it's got everything in it: branches, sticks, broken up egg boxes. It's got tea bags. That's from the house, full tea bags, not biodegradable, so it won't break down the outside. But you know, basically it's just, I just normally just do that and just chuck it back on. Everything just breaks down eventually. I was thinking about the eggshells. You know, getting the eggshells from the chickens, and I just put them in here, and it's fantastic, like it says, like that, great, dries out. But I was thinking about putting them in a NutriBullet. I have done it once when I broke it down a bit for the chickens to eat, and I did think to myself, why don't I just collect the eggs, dry them out, and put in the NutriBullet and make it like a powder? So when I'm doing any replanting, I can add it to the pot. So whether that makes an extra difference, I don't know. The calcium, where it's, you know, it's more processed, so it's easier for the plant to access it. I don't know whether that's a good idea. Let us know whether you do that sort of thing. But like I say, is this compost pile the same as the rest of them? Everything just gets chucked on. These weeds, sticks, I mean everything. And you might think, well, you know, doesn't matter, because I do see people saying all the time, you know, can I put this on, can I put that on? I learned from my dad. My dad did it from when he had allotment in the 70s up until you know, near when he died. He chucked everything on, and the plants, I've seen the plants, they loved it, and my plants obviously must love it, because as you can see, you know, that's my compost, homemade compost. And if you're telling me that it isn't good stuff and the plants don't love it, they do love it. Absolutely love it. So there must be a good mixture. Like it says, I haven't tested the soil to see what's in it. Yeah, sometimes the seedlings don't really come up, but that's down to like seeds. That's not down to the soil. But obviously the end product is this. So this is my homemade compost, stuff from the chicken coop the other day. And as you can see, I always say, if you can grab it like that and it isn't wet, it's just slightly moist, and it holds like that, that's a good compost. You know, whether it isn't, just tell us. You know, if you say it isn't, it isn't, but I think it is, and I would think I would know whether my plants didn't like it, because you could tell. But you know, it does seem to be like doing well for every plant that I've got. Maybe obviously there is probably plants that, you know, do need certain types of soil, i.e. blueberry, probably a citrus plant, but the plants do love me compost. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Comment, ask a question, you know, give us some tips, any tips that you know about composting. I do love to learn something new. Anyway, it's bye from me in Crampton, Northumberland. I'm in the shed. Ta-ra!